Macau Business, 30th of July 2023, Japan urges Sri Lanka to reach a debt agreement with China. On Saturday, Japan urged the bankrupt island nation of Sri Lanka to speed up its debt restructuring, including with its biggest creditor, China, to stabilize the economy following a historic catastrophe. Yoshimasa Hayashi, the foreign minister of Tokyo, applauded the economic changes brought about by the IMF rescue, but he said Sri Lanka needs to speed up its creditor negotiations. After his one-day visit, Hayashi told reporters, "I conveyed my expectations for continued progress in the debt restructuring process." About 52% of Sri Lanka's bilateral credit is held by China. Japan and India are the two largest lenders. Except for China, all bilateral creditors have vowed to accept a plan to postpone loan payments. Beijing has been reluctant to accept a debt deferral and initially suggested offering new loans to settle previous debt, which is prohibited under IMF bailout guidelines. A $2.9 billion IMF bailout that was finally approved in March, nearly a year after Colombo defaulted on its $46 billion in foreign debt, was delayed by China's inaction. Sri Lanka needs approval from most private bondholders and all government creditors to receive its second $330 million IMF loan in September. Yukiko Okano, a spokeswoman for the Japanese Foreign Ministry, told reporters that clearing Sri Lanka's debt remained a top priority for the island nation. "For us right now, the most important thing is that this debt restructuring process will go as quickly and as smoothly as possible," said Okano. She claimed that Japan had received a guarantee that other bilateral creditors would receive comparable treatment. Many of Sri Lanka's creditor nations worry that if China demands more favorable conditions, it will force others to shoulder a significant portion of the costs associated with the restructuring. The plan from Colombo spares bilateral lenders a haircut on loans but asks them to prolong maturities by up to 15 years at a set annual interest rate of 1.5%, with a 9-year interest payment moratorium. Okano continued by saying that because China's large infrastructure projects in Sri Lanka and elsewhere did not adhere to international financial rules, Japan was concerned about them. When Sri Lanka couldn't repay a substantial loan from China in 2017 to construct a deep-sea port in southern Hambantota, it sold it to a Chinese company for $1.12 billion on a 99-year lease. Last year, Sri Lanka could not pay for the most basic imports, resulting in ongoing food, fuel, and medication shortages. After months of demonstrations, the country's then-president Gotabaya Rajapaksa, who was accused of mismanagement, was forced to leave and resign in July 2022.